it has becoming one of the worst places to find a wife. We're not there yet, totally and completely, but it has become, because the family unit is no more unit. There's no God anymore involved with our traditions. But this country was based on Christianity and the family unit, but we allowed, with the Jim Crow in the 1960s and the government, to break up that family unit. So now it's up to us to bring it together.
Feminism is the biggest religion right now in the world. Like all the West, unfortunately, they are affected by women that are strong and independent until the day they are not, right? So this is not the United States. Actually, it only looks like, because you export a lot of entertainment, the music, the movies, the video games, the series. So we look at you guys and says, what the hell are you guys doing? But then when we look at our numbers, it's exactly the same. We go to the club, listen to the same music, play the same video games, watch the same movies, get influenced by Nicki Minaj and Meg Thee Stallion the same way I see Andrew Tate. And now, like, we are literally consuming whatever you guys are consuming. So it's not the worst place. It's just the diagnosis was made there first. And now we're looking around and see what's going on around the West. And it is what it is. When it comes to the arranged marriage, that's, to be honest, I think like the genie outside of the bottle, they're not going to put it on inside again. If you're married with me, you're going to be miserable. If you marry with me, so let go, is literally the opposite of winning the lottery. You're done. So it is just a part of the game. It's literally a part of the game. You have to pick and choose what you want to do, and you have to live with your decision. If you want to be miserable in marriage, go. If you want to be miserable alone, go. You can do whatever you want to do as long as you understand the consequence of your actions. But again, the only thing worse than being alone is wishing that you would be alone. And a lot of people are getting in a marriage and they said, oh my God, I wish I could be wake at 2 a.m. watching Lapeef Let's Talk instead of being here with the person that I literally hate. So, hey, pick your poison. No, very few of us are winning. So, hey, if you're going to lose, lose the way that you want to lose. If you are one of the lucky winners, congratulations. Hey, do a parade. Just don't rub it in our face, because we're going to feel some type of way.
I think the biggest problem. Well, let me go ahead and let somebody else talk. I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, because Grace haven't said anything, and KCB hasn't said anything either.
Hi, Grace, and hi, Casey.
Go ahead, Grace.
Hi, how are you guys? Thank you for having me. I appreciate that. Honestly, it has becoming one of the worst places to find a wife. We're not there yet, totally and completely, but it has become, because the family unit is no more unit. There's no God anymore involved with our traditions. But this country was based on Christianity and the family unit, but we allowed, with the Jim Crow in the 1960s and the government, to break up that family unit. So now it's up to us to bring it together. I feel nowadays that marriages should be customized to the couple, because there's just so many different factors and things going on now in this world. You know, if you want to have 2 people in a marriage, 1, but we just need to maintain God in the equation. And I think we need to just come together and come back to that concept that it takes a village. We used to do that when we was younger. I don't know the age group on the panel, but everybody took care of each other on the block. And if you got whooped by down the block, you get whooped by that parents, and then you come home and you get whooped again. So, and we're so lost from that. And again, we all know why. The single mother epidemic. We're having babies from Pookies and Ray Rays, and we're just not making good choices. Why? Because we don't lead by example. Kids don't know what it is to see traditional marriage anymore. Mom and dad. Okay, now you're seeing mom and mom, dad and dad. You're seeing mom and dad. Okay, we're not going to change that. But at the end of the day, let's keep God in the equation, and maybe we may be salvageable.
I just want to say one thing real quick. When are we, and Grace, with all respect, when are we going to start talking about scamming? Like, isn't Derek Jackson the most religious guy and his wife the most religious woman? And now, last week, we know We knew that actually she was sharing the man with 7 women or 10 women or whatever he was, and the guy was religious, but was like religion means nothing.
But
Because
Fatty
you
was
can,
sharing anyway.
no,
Women
no,
are
no,
sharing
that's
men
not true. That's
anyway.
not
Just because you claim a religious,
no,
just
let me
because you
finish my
claim,
point. Let me finish my point, please. If you use religion to be a better person, totally fine,
I didn't
totally
say
fair.
religion. I said
No,
God.
that's the same thing. Is God? You can
No, it's
change
not.
No,
all the
No,
religions.
it's
that's
different.
not
It's
the
Same
same.
different.
thing.
It's
Is the
different.
religion
same.
and
It's
Is
God are
the
different.
completely
same.
different, Patty.
Is
You
the
don't know what you're
same
talking about.
thing. God will
Religion is
not stop.
different.
When you
Patty.
want to insert your penis inside the vagina, God is not going to say, time out, don't do that, stop, split, go ahead. Like, this is not going to happen. I'm sorry. We
Patty.
have free will, every single one of us in every single religion. We do what we want to do, right? So, again, I understand that we are going to talk about, oh my God, men that have God in their life, a God-fearing man. The God-fearing man will still want another vagina because new vagina is the best
And
vagina.
that's fine. Then customize your marriage in
No,
that manner.
but that's the why are we framing this is a solution based type of conversation, right? Why are we suggesting a solution that never worked in the history of mankind? The most religion men were fucking a lot. Like, why? Like, the most men that believe God and believe the sun and all that, we were
Well,
all having sex.
that's not true. That's not true
How
because
is
the
that
most
not
quote
true?
unquote, if I'll tell you how, the quote unquote most religious man ever lived wasn't even married. So that's not a statement that I would allow you to make.
I don't want to say nothing scrupulous, but do you know the scandals of the Catholic Church and all that? It was with
I'm
women.
talking about
It was
Jesus
with
of
other
Nazareth,
people.
who was a specific individual.
But that's what I'm talking about.
I'm not
Like,
talking about the people that I'm not talking about the people that claim to follow. Because see, you can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself, but you judge a tree by the fruit it bears. The most quote unquote religious man in history wasn't even married. So that's not a statement that I want to let you make. You might,
but they were touching other people.
Jesus wasn't married, and Jesus never.
He's one person. We don't even know if he exists or not.
Yeah, we do. There's multiple non-biblical sources.
Yes, him like Harry Potter.
No, there's multiple non-biblical sources to confirm his existence. That's not a road you want to go down. It's not.
So
No
that's totally fine. Let's leave. I don't want to be offensive, so let's leave the Jesus and all that.
The truth.
What about
as a former atheist, I will tell you that there is more evidence for his life than it is for Planet of the Young, not Planet of the Young Earth, Julius Caesar, Alexander the Great. That's not. We're not going to turn this to a religious
totally
conversation.
fair. You're religious. You believe in God, right?
No. Again, I'm simply stating that you can use a historical example of somebody that knows how to conduct themselves. That's all.
Totally fine. Follow-up question. We have to have a conversation where follow-up questions are allowed. You said, as a former atheist, you believe in God, right?
Yes.
Do you have any kid outside of wedlock or a baby mama or something like that?
I'll be the first to tell you yes.
I rest my case.
Fatty, we're not perfect.
No, please. I rest my case. There's nothing to be discussed here. Even men that believe in God are getting divorced, are getting married.
Next person there.
It all happens. Like, what are you talking about? It's
Michelle,
the same thing.
And we gotta get to Casey. Casey hasn't spoke yet. Go ahead, Casey.
Hi, everyone. Can y'all hear me?
Hey. We can hear you.
Hey. Okay, doing a headphone for the first time. I really feel that this generation is gone. Like, the woman, the man, everyone is on their own time, everyone is just so individualized, whether it's with religion, outside of religion, no matter what it is, people are so individualistic in this day and age that they really feel like they don't need anyone. They don't need companionship. They don't need a spouse. They don't need a family. But I will say a lot of it has to do with social media. I really believe that people broadcast and preach certain things that they aren't living or they aren't allowed, and cater it to fit their situation and preach it as being something good, instead of telling the truth about what is. I think you guys had a conversation shows back about, do women, I know Kevin Samuels had the conversation, do women tell the generations behind them the truth? Like, are women really honest with generations coming behind them? And I think people don't do it and don't realize what is waiting on them. Fatty, you were talking about like what's waiting down the line for a person who is single. it's going to be something different for a person who has a spouse in their life and family and children. That is the fact of the matter. Is you could have some type of friction with your spouse in your 40s, but you look at what life is really about when people are like in their 70s, or life is just about, at that point, taking it easy, enjoying family, and living. So all the stupid arguments that probably married couples have when you're 30 and 40, arguing about finances and change of jobs and children going to schools, all those types of things don't exist in older age.